Greetings, one and all, from the white mountains of Arizona. Still kind of white, though the snow is melting. We're back with another channeling video, and today we're planning on channeling the Anunnaki. If you don't know what the Anunnaki are, I can tell you theories, downloads, things you've heard, but I don't know anything for sure. But we believe them to be a species, just a higher vibrational one than ours. And it's said that they helped, maybe even created the human race or helped us to develop early on. But who knows? Who knows indeed? We're going to find out some answers today. But one thing that I think has been missing from this channel, this series, are the Christies. So I brought a Christie with me today. Look at this. If we're channeling ETs, we're going to have this Fenster quartz with us, also called the clay-included quartz, also called window quartz. This is from Pakistan. And this is such a high vibration crystal. Tara's used not this specific one, but this batch, one from this batch, to contact ETs, basically. So I'm hoping this one will do the same for us today with the Anunnaki. I'm going to keep this close by me, see if Tara's ready to go.
Okay.
All right. She's ready. All right. Are you connected to something, someone?
Yeah. I had to basically be my higher self. I mean, usually I am my higher self, but really make sure that I place myself in my higher self before the entities could show up, because they're pretty particular about what they want to talk to.
So they were willing to talk to your higher self?
The blue avian, yes.
So your higher self is going to connect with the Anunnaki for us.
Yeah, I don't particularly want them in my space, so my higher self's just going to be my translator.
Okay, are they a negative polarity?
They're pretty dark. They sound like they sound like the noises Predator makes.
Yeah.
They sound like that,
Oh.
and they kind of feel like that.
Okay, so they're gross.
Mhm. There's 3 of them right now.
All right. What vibrational frequency do they reside in?
11.
They're 11. Oh my goodness. Uh, do they have polarity?
My higher self's saying negative, but they're really weird. Like their form is almost like there's a static interference or something where it's like they glitch.
Is that because they're at such a disparity in frequency from ours?
I'm not sure. They're just it's like when you're trying to watch a TV program, but there's all this interference and it keeps glitching.
Okay. So you're not getting clear messages?
Visually, they're just not that clear.
Okay. Well, let's maybe try to speak to them. Um, what do they have to do with humans?
They like creating new life forms. They like splicing and creating. It's almost like playing God. Humans are one of those projects.
They created us?
No, we're a meld of things that they've spliced together, but not every human is. It's difficult. Not every human is their work, their
Right.
spliced together work, but many are.
How can you tell one that's been created by the Anunnaki? from one that hasn't.
My higher self says there's a yellow cord in those have been spliced together. It'll be somewhere embedded in their higher self.
So,
Not that their higher self was created by them, but the higher self almost showing that there's a melding with something else.
so this cord is sort of like a brand, or is it more like
A scar.
a scar? Okay. Did the Anunnaki create humans for a specific purpose? Or did they put us together for a specific purpose? Create not being the right word.
There was multiple reasons. One of the reasons being just to see what would come of it, mixing something earth-based with something non-earth-based, a piece of almost themselves. What would come of that if they could create a new consciousness? Another part was to create something that could be controllable for use on this particular planet. Although we reside in multiple dimensions on this planet resides in multiple dimensions, so therefore we do too. And they've done this in other places as well. Not just planets within our own dimension, but in other places. Controllable species, like a zoo.
What connection do the reptilians have with the Anunnaki?
I had to push them back a little bit there. It's like they're doing them a favor, like a payback. Like Anunnaki did something, it's not very clear, with a particular reptilian race. Obviously, not all reptilians, but a certain sect of them. And this is their contract. You did this, therefore, we're doing this for you.
So, what are the reptilians doing for the Anunnaki?
Caring for their zoo.
Why do the reptilians fear the Anunnaki at this time?
They feel that they have reached a contract in some way.
Is this factual?
I'm trying to get it mostly from my higher self because the Anunnaki aren't quite aware.
You don't need to
The
connect to the Anunnaki.
reptilians almost, they've been running around as if they are the Anunnaki, as if they created this splicing of humans, as if they are the ruling energies over this zoo or prison. And that's a breach of contract. They're meant to watch and maintain order, not to take over. They created other agendas. It's like using somebody else's slave for something else, for your own benefit.
Specifically, why did the Anunnaki create this race of humans?
Or
Gold?
that's one of the main components. It's gold is not just gold the way we see it in the third dimension, where it has a color, it has a weight, it has a value, of course, to us, but that's just because there's a value as above, so below. It's
It has a vibration.
it's a it's a vibration. It's connected to what they say in alchemy, being able to create gold from something else. Gold is there's a reason it's so important on our planet, is because its vibrational use is very important to beings not of the third density.
Surely the Anunnaki have significant technology. Why would they create a race of humans to mine ore for them? There's surely better ways to do it.
There is something like gold in other realms, other planets. Maybe not in our density, but there's something about it coming from Terran, and something about it not being artificial. The earth created it. It was not spliced together.
So gold is pure.
Yes, it's better when it's the creation of something, a byproduct of the something, and instead of just making it in a lab, like bismuth.
So why do humans have to mine it out for them? Why can't they mine it themselves?
Because of how many humans were created and the manifesting energies that humans have, and what we touch, we leave an imprint on. Even when we astral travel, we leave imprints. And it's something about the mixing of a human, especially spliced human, imprint with something that is the byproduct, which is gold. Something about those two energies coming together. Of course, the Anunnaki could mine this themselves. Of course, the reptilians could mine this themselves. But their energy doesn't mix with Terran energy the way ours does.
Are the Anunnaki coming back to steal the gold we mine?
It's like taking just a little bit of the boss's money.
Oh, we get to keep a little?
No, they do.
Ah,
They're funneling. I just keep seeing like coins going in the pocket and then pushing off the rest as if that's all they had. Here's $5, but they kept 7.
right. So the Anunnaki are coming back to take a percentage of the gold. Another ore.
Yes. They know specifically how much gold should have been made over a specific amount of time with the number of rising and falling populations of people. They know how much there should be into relation to what they've created. They're going to expect a certain amount.
How can these 11th density beings interact with 3D gold?
That's where humans come in. We're the link. My higher self is showing me the children's story, the Midas touch. Everything we touch turns to gold. Literally. And that's kind of what we do. It's like we can turn things into gold. So when you touch physical gold, we change it somehow. And so we're the link between them in their density and our density, and what they need, which is the vibration that gold holds.
When are they coming back?
My higher self just keeps showing 2000. So I don't know if she's talking linear years or I don't. She just says 2000. She won't clarify.
Okay. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but what is Nibiru or Nibiru?
It's a place.
Is it their home place?
It's a blue place. I'm
Is
not sure. It's a blue place.
is it where the
It's blue and
Anunnaki?
green.
Is it
It
where they
changes.
is it where they come from?
Unsure. I just see it in this black space, this blue and green place.
What will happen to humanity when the Anunnaki return?
If they can't find another use for us in this density, something else they can use us to touch for them to be their link, there's no need for the species anymore.
So would they be allowed to eradicate us according to universal law?
Oh, I got very cold. My higher self says they don't really abide by universal law. And this is where a part of the big polarity fight and free will fight and universe fight is occurring. They want to literally eradicate the entire planet if they don't need it anymore. If Gaia can't produce what they need anymore, and if the people aren't needed for this density anymore, they want to make it disappear.
Is there an entity or group of entities in the positive polarity as powerful as the Anunnaki working to prevent this?
Yes, they're massive white beings with not blue eyes, but blue orbs for eyes. Maybe that's just how I see it. One being dark, one being light. But they're 13, dimension 13.
So they do have the power to stop the Anunnaki in some way that we would
In
never
some way, that's what
understand.
they're working on. Earth's not the only planet or realm in play. Anunnaki have their hands in many things. It's almost infinite. And the positive polarity just wants to make things balanced again. If you have slaves, there is no balance. Unless the slave gives consent to be a slave, but many aren't aware that there's been a consent.
Well, we've been tricked by higher entities.
What these beings are trying to do, Ashara, That might be their name. They're connected to Gaia's beings, even though she's not really has a gender. She's a being. The planet is a being, and she comes from a place of beings like her. So these 13th dimensional beings are in contact with technically Gaia's home space.
Oh, good. So we have nothing to worry about.
They're showing me the episode of Star Trek when all the enterprises from all the different timelines had come together and they were all facing each other. That's kind of how it will be when Gaia's family returns for her. Multiple Earths with multiple us's.
Oh. Like riding in like the cavalry.
Yes. It'll be to all the beings residing on those multiple Gaias a shock, but it'll be home for Gaia to see her family again.
Will this happen in 2,000 years?
In linear human years.
Right. Okay. Cool. I think that's all the questions. Thank your higher self for all the translating. No one wants to connect to those dark Anunnakis.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, this guy.
Oh, where'd my sunshine go?
They got chemtrailed away.
No.
Yeah.
Stupid chemtrails.
Well, what'd you think of that?
Whoa, whoops. um, it's better when it's just me and my higher self, just doing a little chit chat. Because they came in, I didn't really like them so much. um, yeah, so it's better just my higher self and I.
Okay. Well, I mean, a lot to digest there. I mean, I wouldn't have any fear, anxiety, or worry about this sort of thing. This is this is well beyond what we're supposed to be digging into, I think. But it's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah, the only thing that made me feel a little weird was being shown what the Anunnaki had in mind if there was like no use for us anymore. Like literally just Earth ceases to exist along with her. So, well, not the whole solar system. Some of those planets were needed, but a lot of the stuff.
Well, we still have our souls, right?
Yeah.
It's just our bodies
It
die.
was just, yeah, with the bodies and
Our souls will come back for
Gaia's
vengeance.
body,
Yeah.
all the animals and everything.
Our souls will clap back, eh? Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
yeah, those other beings, it was like they didn't worry because it's like, well, we got a handle. We're just here to rebalance things. No problem.
Okay, I'm not worried if you're not worried.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
So, I mean, who knows? Maybe I don't know if I want to reincarnate in 2,000 years, but hey, maybe I'll come back
Eh,
and watch.
if you came down today, I mean, you probably won't shy away from whatever's happening in 2,000 years. All right, well, that's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
Remember to leave questions more so than things to channel. Leave your questions. We'd love to
Yes.
channel, let's say, Bill Gates, but what question do you have? I don't know.
Exactly.
All right,
All right, guys.
bye.
Bye.